Hello everyone, welcome back for the Selenium Live project. The first day is still a free session, so you get to know what we're trying to achieve in this specific project. Do not think every project is different, so it is very critical that you understand that as we go along, each project, each SLP from us will be different. In what way, team? Right from application test, the release. Sometimes you're working on a product. Sometimes you're working on a very tight deadlines. There are different things that rule them, team. But primarily, every Selenium Live project has intense involvement, and that is something we expect all of you to really bring to the table. All right. What did we do in the first session? Welcome everyone. Thank you so much. The first day one, but we had a small orientation session before this. I went through the entire program, and since this is more of a live project, there will be very few videos that I'll put publicly. So part of what I will show today, I will not be recording, team, because I cannot show all the client related applications to outsiders. Now, what we spoke about is the overall program, team. The whatever you learned, how do you put it into practice, be able to get a real world exposure, how do you work as a team and execute things, within the team you are able to handle multiple challenges and issues that teams come up, how you can be a very active player, a lot of communication, how much effort is required, your team is remote, how do you interact with them, show them that work from home and remote jobs are really possible. Treat this as a real project, a lot of challenges, take them. uh, this is the key learning block. And even today, team, if I have to fix an issue, it will take time. Every human, it will take the same time, maybe sometimes faster, maybe sometimes slower, but new issues will keep coming up for all of us within IT. We have to be very, very aware of it. Now, what's next? Roles and titles for project. What are the roles? We said that let's do a round robin so that, one is volunteering this time. Today, someone is doing the preparation of the presentation. Someone is presenting. Someone is talking about executing on the project, code changes. Talk about it, team. Get exposure. It is either you do or the team does, but you all learn together. Okay, keep that in mind. You do or a team member does, but it should go commonly into your um, of course your resume and know-how, like you have a real detailed idea what we have done. See, if I'm a very simple team, if I'm a, let's say, a medical doctor, I may be a specialist in a specific field, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't know all the other fields, at least the basics of it. The same thing, team, with a project, you get to put everything. What you did is a part of the project, but you put the whole project. That's a combined learning. But it should go commonly into your resume and team learning, and as a team learning. Additionally, we also learn and add from other teams. Okay, we don't have all the time to implement all the great things, but we will go about them. How do we do project presentations? More like, okay, tell me what has happened is the question that I would ask. And you would come back and say, all right, Karthik and team, here is what we've done this week. This becomes a very, very interesting exercise. You walk through, I listen patiently, then I'll ask questions. Sometimes and a lot of times it's going to be straight feedback. Team. It is not training, it is a project. So you have to do it correctly. Of course, I know that some of you are beginning newbies into it, and I will guide you. Okay, but this will be a great improvement point for your team. Be ready to spend at least 10 to 40 hours per week. Just that, usual 5-6 hours per week for learning won't do, team. You need more than that. Who is it for? Manual test engineers, it's great. QA or Selenium trained, it is fine. Okay, now it is also great for, this is like ACT, perfect for ACT members. The reason I'm saying JPAC members, you've been there for a while. You've been part of a lot of projects. You're adding a new project to your portfolio team through this. Prerequisites, you have to be an iTeLearn member for live projects. So if you're not one of this, I will don't even have the bandwidth or time from a sales angle to reach out team. Reach out to us. Tell me that yes, we're interested. We will add you. Otherwise, I'll take you off this list, please. It is as simple as that. We have to go in a very, very fast environment. We have a week and a half to do something and a week and a half to do something else on this project. So what is it? The prerequisites. I was talking manual testing. Fundamentally most of these are part of it. Automation testing. I'm expecting you to be proficient in framework creations and building. But at least in this project, how do we get there? I'll talk about it, team. Now, this is something that is important. Either you start with it or end with it. So there's no other go team. By the end of this project or a couple of more projects, you can get into it. Now, team, from a course structure perspective, we have divided it into 5 categories, team. Okay, and I want to price it accordingly new. This is a schedule I was showing earlier too. So the free QA training, I want to do this more often. So it gets exposure to people on what IT and QA is all about. Selenium training, very advanced, the one we're starting from tomorrow. It'll start with how do we, of course, it'll start with little ID and element identification, but we'll go to WebDriver very quickly. SDET training, it is a little bit advanced, and this is for someone who's working in QA and they need to learn specific skills. Live projects and certification, JPAC. So if you're a JPAC member, everything is there with you. If you're live projects and certification member, you also will have to have access to these training tutorials. If you don't have access to our training content, you don't. So from a pricing standpoint, it'll start with 0. This will go to a certain level. This will be twice that, something like that. Okay. Right now, the way it is, as I know, is it's $2,500 for JPAC. Live projects and certification is not there, but there's something equivalent called CSDT, or that is much more than this. SDET training could be more in the $1,000 range, and Selenium live training has been standard at $500, right? Now, of course, you have different access and so on. What we're trying to incorporate is the fact that where do you fit in? So just pick your choice more from what you want, team, and we'll discuss on your interest. Some of your upgrading from Selenium training to JPAC and so on, we'll work on them. Benefits team, humongous, there's a lot, team. Critically, resume is one key thing. Add new market-based tools to your research. So this is benefits tools. Power boost your resume with the right keywords for the job search engines. Very critical, team. These things are the most important. Ideally, when we put our position into the market, right, it should come up very strongly. All right. Sure. Then we have to focus on skill gap metrics, team. So this will tell you where you're weak, where you're strong, what are the areas we need to improve. And you will be able to both get benefit and get assisted from your team members. So it's a team-based learning. All of you in the same boat. We all come with the same intent. They're all volunteering just like you, with the intent that let's learn something new. What is most critical, team? There are real projects. So that will go onto your resumes. And process NDA. I think I've spoken about this from the members. This is mandatory, team. And now we're also getting into team formations and how we want to do. This application and test overview that I want to talk about now, project timeline and scope, review meetings, deliverables, presentations. So some of this I want to talk about right now, team. Current live projects. So here we are. Mobile app, web app. This is the one, team. This is the other one. Okay. Let me explain to you on what these are. Is there at least a poll? Not a poll. Can I do one quick poll, team? I'll read that question out. So while the poll is getting built, you can quickly answer this. How good are you in Selenium WebDriver and Java frameworks. Excellent. Just okay. Nope. So quickly going to launch this poll question, team. Tell me, what is it that you have? We have a lot of audience now, more than what we had earlier. Here the list of everyone that's attending. Okay, iTeLearn Premium. So this one, right? I'll just change it, team. Let me change this to JPact or iTeLearn member. And please take your poll in the meanwhile. Team 60%, 60, 70, 68 percent votes came in. Can I have everyone vote in, please? So we can see how the team is overall. It looks like a nice poll. Good. 92% votes in. I think last one or two people left out. Should I wait for you? I sometimes the way I ask is as if I'm giving a choice and you're gonna speak back. It'll be nice to have these sessions unmuted, team, and I'll love to do that. So I'm going to close this poll and share these results. Thank you so much. 100% votes in. That is phenomenal. All of you are attentive, and I'm really, really happy of it, team. And if you're someone who's struggling to make it to the list of being a JPact or iTeLearn member, I want to encourage your participation and make this happen. Now, 13% of you are excellent. That is amazing, team. That is amazing. So even if it's 2 or 3 of you, then we're looking at you to kind of guide every other of us in this direction. Because I think there'll be 4 or 5 of you at least. And I am there. Venkat is there. Venkat, can you say hi to everyone?
Hi team, good morning, good evening to you all.
Venkat, late evening for you in India. So let me quickly introduce Venkat, everyone, and I'll hide this poll results. So you all seen this poll results, right? So Venkat, I'll come to you introducing you. 50% just okay, and that means that you're not totally proficient in it, team, and you'll take time to get there. And 38% of you are nope, like nowhere close to it. So in terms of going very deep into coding and programming right away will be a challenge for all of us. Yes. Is that a fair assumption? That we need to start something more fundamental into it. Do me one favor, team, everyone. First, in the same SLP team list that I shared earlier with you, I'm going to reshare that link. I would want you to fill up, if you're even an iTeLearn member, the same thing. Sorry about that. Apurva Shetty, iTeLearn Premium. So, no, actually, this is fine. Actually, you know what? It's just JPact member for now, team, because we're doing something specifically for JPact members. I want to know what JPact members. iTeLearn member. iTeLearn member is premium courses, which gives you the permission to it, but not necessarily JPact member. Active, yes, no, team. And I want you all to please go to this sheet right now parallelly. If there are 26 of you, I want all 26 of you to go, please. Copy link. Thank you. And I'm going to put it here. The reason I'm doing things in a very systematic way, one after the other, is this is a project team. Once I giving project instructions, I would want nice executions, which will encourage us. So for example, I'm going to be active on this team. If you're going to be active, I'm going to be active too. And that's what these two columns please fill, team. If you're not here and if you're in the audience, then even if you don't want to share your full name, just put first name like this, which is fine. Nita is fine, as long as it's not overwriting. I'm getting good participation. Thank you. That's great. So now we can do little filterings also. And team, just letting you know, many of your JPact members who could be part 8, batch 8 recently joined, may not be an expert on Selenium, and I understand you're still participating in the project, so that's fine. And team, I have 4 people that I need to call after this: Swati, Ume, Ismat, Saroja. And if there's anyone else that wants me to call you specifically that you have a question, be it technical, counseling, JPAC, sales, anything, let me know, please. What do you mean active? What I mean by active is, will you participate in this project daily around this time? Is it a good time for you to do a few things? That's what we are asking for. Okay. So I also know that you're there in this session. Venkat, I'm going to say yes to you because to whatever extent you're going to participate, I'll do. Okay. So Venkat, let me introduce everyone to Venkat. Hi, Venkat.
Hi,
Past
Karthik.
midnight, like every other day.
Yeah.
Okay. So Venkat is going to be helping us through how the project is going. Let me put it here. Venkat Kasturi is our project lead. Now, that doesn't mean that we have all the questions going into him all directions, because he is very, very occupied team. But he primarily comes with 12 or 13 years of QA industry experience. He's an expert into automation. He knows how to, he's an expert on Eniot, Selenium, web services, creating automation frameworks. So he would be guiding us through the project. I and Venkat will look at what you're doing, guide you, and so on. All right. I have Tehut. I'm taking your number, Tehut. Team, once again, anyone wants me to call them, then please let me know for any reason. I'll take your numbers and keep calling you. I've got already about 8 or 9. Wow. Kanti, got yours? Apurva, I'm taking yours too. 925 529 22. Sorry, why am I reading out? Sorry. Um, Darshana. I'm sorry, team. I'm holding you all up on the recording as well. But the basic point is, I need to know who is where, who is really interested. If you have questions regarding anything ITL and courses, give your number. I'll call you back to talk about. If there are anything concerned with Sabita, I'm getting yours now. With live project and so on, just hold on, because this will also be telecasted as a video. 571504. Okay. Uh, oh wow, there's so many coming in now. Thank you. But I don't want to say no to anyone. Brinda, I'm getting yours. Does anyone else? Put it back. I'll go back to the main session. Thank you. All right, great. So I've got you all to call you back. And for the same, for the evening session, if you give me the list of your names and numbers, then I will call you back personally. Now, team, what is important is about this project. We were here, right? Remember, after benefits process, you all have to sign an NDA. So NDA signed or not is another check that I'll put as of now. And signed. Some of you have already done, some of you have not. So, Dhiren, I know you've signed. Um, So NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, team. Whatever client-related information that we have to kind of walk you through that information. Now, here is the discussion in terms of, so Lena or Pavan will reach out to you to be able to send this document. You can sign and send it back to us. It's a simple email thing back. It'll be very simple agreement. Here's one. Team formation. I'm looking at maybe one team with, but then how will the output be? Application and a test overview, and what is it that we are doing? Project timeline and scopes. Review meetings, let me say a thing. Daily at 10:30, or let's say 11 a.m. Pacific time. We can meet as a team stand up meeting. What is happening? What do we have? And so on. Now, team, I'll ask a few questions. If there's even one note, tell me in it, because the questions are very simple, team. Not our skill. One is NDA. I'm sure you will say yes to it. Unless there's NDA sign, we can't go further. Okay. Second is the fact that this application and a test is a new product. Actually, I'll talk about this here. It's a new web app for medical and e-learning, not e-learning, educational industry together. That is where it is. And then we are talking about one more. This is the new web app, mobile app testing also. So team, before I go into the further of the details, what is it that I had questions from you? Let me quickly see. And anyone wants to speak anything, just raise their hands, please. I want this to be more interactive. I want to unmute you more than me speaking. We have to do things together. This project is basically, how do I explain it to you? I'm a little lost. Give me a second. I can record this part. So team, NDA, yes, are you okay if we don't record the specific project? So if you miss anything, we can kind of go through it. The third is we will start with ACT based work. So there are two portions, team. There is a automation framework scope of it, where further enhance a client deployed test automation framework. This is very important notes, team, so I'm letting you know. And this is primarily built on Selenium WebDriver, Java JUnit, and it's got all the frameworks into it. It's like the any-auth version. It's a advanced version of any-auth orange. All right. Now we will start work based. Now this requires basically what you do. You require for this team requires you to be ACD or SDET. So if you are good in that, then we can continue to build this for the end client. There is at least visibility till Jan that we can complete and produce this framework. So team, just letting you know, by bringing you on right now may not leverage or help immensely in the project unless we structure it correctly. Then there is the test creation and execution, which is the ACT kind of a profile. Now this doesn't require write unique tests, execute and report defects for the application test. Now this activity, team, will basically get you to leverage the same ACT profile. Now you need to know a lot of what is there in any-auth certified tester. How does any-auth work? Primarily for those of you part of the ACT training, we've been downloading this Excel, right? This master. If we can understand this template, and if we are able to recreate the same for a large customer with hundreds of scenarios and a lot of things, then we are all good, team. Once we finish this portion of it, like go through it for the next for first 2, 3, 4 days. I will also start picking some of you who are good in this from an automation framework for the end client. And what I will do is do a detailed code walkthrough team. A detailed, this is just notes and questions. Will do a detailed framework code walkthrough next week after starting on tests. It will get you your hands wet and so on. If you have these skills, then that is immense. We will get you there. The way it can be done is I don't want to show the source code to everyone, but as a team, we will look at it. For those of you who are really core, let's come together as a group. We'll start making changes to it. Now, what about the application at test? What is it that I want to show you? Project, this team is exactly actually, we are deploying something by end of next week and this. So hard timelines. Either we're getting started by tomorrow or we are not. Okay. Project deliverables presentations. This will be ongoing. First deployment. It's a daily deployment team. It's not even, it's a daily deployment. So every day we write few tests and we have to keep deploying onto it. Now, next question team. I'm going to stop the recording at this time and let's go into the details of it. Whatever is there, let's take it as minutes of meeting and start working towards it. Okay. Is that fine, team? Are we all good so far? All right. Great. Any questions, anyone? Okay. I'm just taking one more number that came up from Jyotsna. I'm very new to Selenium and I want to join, but I'm not sure how much can I contribute to the project. Yes, perfect. So that's exactly why we're kind of breaking it down. I'm going to stop this recording, team, and walk you through. So team, for those of you watching the recording, I had to show the application, not the application itself. I did not show yet. I will try and show it a little later, but I went through the Excel file with hundreds of tests that we need to do. Pretty laborious. And you need to then participate in the project based on this. If you're serious about this, then we can continue to talk about it. Any questions, team, overall about the project? What is the approach? Anything, direction? Let me know. I'm here right now. But yes, this is a serious project. We are slogging weekdays, weekends, nights on this. If you're part of it, it'll really be a good value add for both parties. Any other question? All right, I've started the recording. Can you please share the Google Sheet again? I did. What is LMS, Learning Management System? For this SLP, do I need to be mastered in any out application also? Any out certified tester. If not in the application, how you write tests here? Okay, so that becomes important. Can you show the UI on this application? Sure. Give me a couple of minutes. Once I stop the recording, I'll show it to you. I cannot show the UI in a recording session, team. Yeah, could be complicated for some of you, but that's why you need to get started. If this getting here is complicated, then we have a long way to go, team. So we'll work on them. Okay, don't worry on that. Do we do database testing as a part of it? Now, just letting you know, Venkat does this database testing. So how he queries the database, runs the query, gets the information, and then puts into the sheets. Yes, there's database testing also part of it. Can you please share this document to break these test cases? I cannot share it yet. I will definitely with all the JPAC members and the project members and whoever have signed the NDA, please. I will definitely share. For the same, we also have a different jar file. So that jar file, I'll show it to you where you can install it. So all you have to do is prepare tests and run it at your end. Prepare this test, run them, and see what's happening. How do we approach the team? Through email or Skype? So team, very simple. So far, I've not shared any details of anyone. Later, we'll just put our email, Skype IDs, phone numbers. We'll get into Skype group or so on. If we can get no more than active, let's say, wow, how many are there? Doesn't it count? 18 of us are active. That's a large enough team, right? JPAC members, let me just see your names. A lot of JPAC members are there. That's great. So for sure, at least we have these many participants, about 11 of us, then that's sufficient to get going. I want a very small knit group team. And for those of you who are unable to do this one, we will do one more project, a little bit more recorded and so on. All right. Can I share the Excel sheet again? I've been sharing. Okay, I'll share it again. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. It is recording, right? Okay, cool. Questions, last few questions, anyone? I'm just quickly taking them. I then have a list of people to call. How do we approach team? Through email or Skype? Yes, email, Skype, WhatsApp group. Vijay, you'll coordinate with them accordingly. Do we get a chance to learn Java basics that we need to learn for WebDriver, or do some coding on Eclipse and do framework? Yes, but if you show the skill, if you're good at it, then that's great. If not, then go through the steps. Because first you'll have to learn Java, you have to learn Selenium WebDriver, we have to learn how these frameworks are built and created, then we can start working on it. Okay. So the Selenium training that's starting from tomorrow will really help you out, team now. This will be done as a group. Yes, it will be done as a group. So each of you could be writing different tests. But then we all put it together into one, or share it in such a way that it can be used for the others. All right, great. You can update the sheets offline as well. Team, thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you back next session. As of now, on the schedule perspective, what I did is I added 2 sessions, team. Twice a week that we will meet as a team, Monday and Thursday, from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific. This is more like presentations and what we have done and so on. But every day around this time, I would be available working on the project itself to keep guiding you as well. All right, Sumohita, I'm taking yours as well. I have almost 15 plus members to call. I think I should be able to do it in the next couple of hours, all of these. Great, team. So I'll start calling each of you and speaking to you offline as well. Thank you, everyone. Bye now. Take care.
Thank you, Karthik. Bye, team. Bye
Thanks.
for
Thank you, Venkat. All right. Sorry, Venkat. I forgot totally you were also there on it. Venkat, so I'm getting the team mobilized. Let us see. What is very interesting is this list here.
Yes, Karthik.
And from what I will also do is I will put one ASCT, if they're good or not, ASCD. Okay.
Yeah.
And team, even if you're not certified, that's fine. But at least are you good or not in each of them? So this we have to put, please. And just put a yes, no, even if you're partially, put a maybe. Let's say you're not confident, like maybe. Okay, these two columns as well. Thank you so much for participating. Really appreciate how quickly you're doing it, team. Do you like what you see, team, as to what the project is entitled to and what you could bring? Same color. All right, thank you, everyone. No, it will not be 1:30. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, everyone. By then, Venkat, thank you, Pavan. Thank you. I will coordinate with you both offline, Venkat and Pavan, how we can take this into an execution.
Okay. Thank you, Karthik. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
all.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Pawan.